You know guys, if you're somebody who has unfortunately fallen for the Call of Duty trap again and you ended up pre-ordering Black Ops 7, first of all, I recommend psychiatric help, and number two, I recommend that you actually cancel your pre-order. And if you're somebody who has thankfully not pre-ordered yet and you're thinking about it, don't do it. Alright, I got some news for you guys today about Black Ops 7 that I'm surprised other people aren't really covering, because it involves actually like a really good piece of news that unfortunately is just not as good as people think it is. And we're gonna have to expose that in today's video. But before we get into it guys, I'm gonna need you to do me a favor. I'm recording this at 1 in the morning before I have class later today on Friday. So please ground pound the like button as if you're Mario or maybe Lizzo when she sits down at the fucking McDonald's. And subscribe if you're new guys. We're on the way to 60,000 subscribers. I'm pretty sure we're about to hit 58,000. You guys are absolutely fucking insane. Let's hit that goal. But guys, let's get right into this video with a tweet that comes out from Scat Master Charles. He comes out here and says, Black Ops 7 will feature Faceoff mode in multiplayer. 4 of the 16 6v6 launch maps are smaller sized and support Faceoff, with more maps supporting that mode coming post-launch. Now, two things here. First of all, where is he getting this information? And number two, how could this possibly be a bad thing? You know, a lot of people like the Face-Off mode, right? You know, the bullet map, right? You guys like that shit, right? What, no? I thought this was like the next cool thing in Call of Duty instead of having like gunfight. No, we don't like it because it's just brain rot slop, just a fucking brain blender for all the low IQ, low attention span TikTok nerds that are camo grinding. You mean to tell me you don't enjoy that as a Call of Duty player who's been playing legitimate 6v6 for God knows how long? You mean to tell me that some of us don't like that shipment bullshit? Yeah. Not a fucking surprise. People don't like the face-off shit, but where is he even getting this from? Well, funny enough, he actually gets this information from an actual Black Ops 7 and Treyarch developer. And before I show this, look, no hate to this guy. This guy's very well known. He's very well respected because, as you'll see in the screenshot, he's at least communicating with the community, specifically with content creators that bring up problems or issues. Well, I don't know about this content creator specifically, but please don't throw any hate this guy's way. I'm sure he's just doing his job at the end of the day, and he's honestly doing us a pretty good service by giving us more reasons to not pre-order or buy this fucking game. So this comes out from Matt Scrontz, who is one of the lead developers for Treyarch. He comes out here and says, "At the exclusive disgrace, saw your latest video on face-off and gunfight maps. Out of the 16 6v6 launch maps, 4 of those are smaller and support those modes, with new, and some former favorites, maps coming in post-launch. A change we've made for BO7 is to try to make sure those smaller maps can support score streaks, so they work for more playlists." And I'm just gonna be the one to say it. This is actually really good communication. I actually applaud this Treyarch developer for actually responding and coming out with a tweet of all things, and his comments are actually on. Something that, I don't know, the Infinity Ward developers should probably take note of. Anyways, there you have it. Face-Off is confirmed for Black Ops 7, and there's 4 of them that are launching with the fucking game. Now, Exclusive Disgrace actually comes out here with a pretty good question where he says, one question with that, does that mean it's a unified map pool and all of those small maps will also be in regular core 6v6 modes? And Matt Scrontz replies with, not necessarily all of them, but the goal is that more can be supported, which mainly comes down to aerial access for score streaks. We don't want to force it either way if the team has a cool idea that can't support score streaks. Once again, good communication. This was a good question out of the Exclusive Disgrace, but this is the question that you should be asking yourself. If you want critical thinking skills, this is how you do it. How could this possibly be bad news for a game like Black Ops 7 to push you over the edge of not pre-ordering or canceling your pre-order? You see, all of these gooch lickers and fanboys, you know, they just spawn out of nowhere. And they come out here talking about, oh, you're just so negative about everything. How can you be so negative? You don't have anything positive to say about Black Ops 7. I'm a fucking virgin. Sorry. Look, aside from your social life, I think there are other matters at hand that require addressing. First of all, Black Ops 7 was literally advertised and marketed to have 16 6v6 maps. Keep that in mind because Now, as it turns out, 4 of them, well, I guess they are 6v6, they're actually face-off maps that just so happen to be playable with 6v6, which means, what, like you add 2 more people per team and now it's 6v6? Like, that's not really the way it should be working, in my opinion. But aside from the way I feel about face-off maps, let's just break this down a little bit. We're advertised for 16 6v6 maps, alright, at launch. A lot of people are up in arms talking about, you know what, this is actually a good change. This is a good thing. I was also one of those people. So to the people out there that think I have absolutely nothing positive to say about Call of Duty, you're wrong. Sorry, but I even said that 16 maps at launch was a good thing. But as it turns out, with 4 of them being face-off maps, now we're looking at 12 of them actually being 6v6 content that is actually relevant to the portion of the player base that doesn't like that TikTok brain rot bullshit. And of the 12 remaining maps, 3 of them are remastered maps. And I saw this tweet from this guy and he breaks it down very easily, alright? He says, so 9 original 6v6 maps on launch then. 4 face-off, 3 remakes. Quality over quantity. So personally, I don't care that much, but seeing them announce 16 only for them to come out with a big asterisk isn't giving me high hopes for the rest of the marketing.
Now listen!
We have just cut down that 16 highlighted maps for the launch, you know, one of the biggest selling points of this game. We have just cut that down from 16 to fucking 9. And look, trust me, I know a lot of people are coping out there like, oh, but it's still content, you know, it still comes with the game, you're just finding anything to pull at. Like, shut the fuck up, man. Alright, I'm trying to give you a better experience. I want you to have more bang for your buck, and you coming out here trying to defend Activision and Treyarch for being lazy, for giving you less than what you deserve, for spending $70 fucking is not gonna help a single goddamn thing. Let's not pretend like I'm the only person out here that's talking about this that has a problem with this. I'm gonna go ahead and just like put up some tweets from people that do not like this, and I'll read some of the responses too because they're actually fucking funny. Some people are coming out here talking about, and to think we were going to get 16 true 6v6 maps on launch originally. Bro, these guys can't be serious. Face-off is a camo simulator. No one actually plays that game mode unironically. This guy says, so 12 regular maps then, just like BO6, and 4 face-off maps. This guy says, I'm hoping the fact that they're trying to make streaks work for them means they're slightly bigger like Babylon, rather than the absolute stakeout brain rot. And this is a good point that we're gonna get back into because I think somebody actually responded to this point. Thought we'll have 16 6v6 maps and now we're down to 12, most of which will probably be shite. That's already the first disappointment and the game hasn't even launched. This guy says, this is why you don't rush to credit them for anything. 16 6v6 at launch. 4 of them are face-off maps and 3 of them are remasters. Embarrassing. And look guys, this might be one of the only times I will agree with some of the Call of Duty gooch slickers and fanboys when they come out here and they tell me that I can't just assume things about the game because I haven't played it yet. Nobody's seen gameplay of it yet. Which, by the way, that's not even my fault. That's Activision and Treyarch's fault. I mean, this game has supposedly been ready for God knows how long, and Black Ops 6 was just filler, so why don't they just show us the fucking gameplay? I don't know, but your guys' point is that I'm not allowed to make assumptions about the game without playing it or seeing it, right? Well, in defense of people not liking the face-off maps, and to that one guy's point about, you know, the face-off maps maybe being different than what we're used to in BO6, this other guy comes out here and says, it's not face-off maps like BO6, they are a bit bigger and not like stakeout or so. They are 3-laned and you can use kill streaks and that's fine in my opinion.
Oh my god! I got you in 4K! Just dick rotted!
And while it was confirmed that you can use some score streaks, how the fuck are we supposed to determine that they're as big as Babylon or that they're not like stakeout? How are we supposed to determine that they're 3-laned? How are we supposed to determine that they're not gonna be the dog shit slop that we currently have in Black Ops 6 when the developer himself literally said that the 4 face-off maps are smaller and support those modes with new and some former favorite maps coming in post-launch? What does that even mean? Does that mean for one of the seasonal updates they're gonna bring back stakeout or the fucking bullet map, the train map. You guys tell me the vibe that you're getting from that, but to me, it sounds like more lazy, uninspired, unoriginal fucking work coming out here. Alright, I understand they want to boost retention because God knows they need it, but showing more emphasis on this face-off mode or any of these side modes that are not 6v6, it's just not a reliable method of keeping people on your game, because at the end of the day, what are these guys doing in this playlist? What do you think they're doing? They're out here camo grinding. What's gonna happen when they get their camo? Do you think they're still gonna play Stakeout? Do you think they're still gonna play Babylon and Bullet? No. For the core community like myself, the people that have been playing for ages, we're not a fan of the face-off maps, we're not a fan of the super huge, humongous ground war maps that are just chunks of the Warzone map. Like, it just becomes lazy, it divides the player counts in ways that we don't need it to be divided into. And when you advertise your game to have 16 6v6 maps, and now we're down to 12 because 4 of them are realistically just face-off maps and you just plug in 2 extra people per team. And then you add on top of the fact that 3 of these maps are remastered maps. And granted, look, I've said it before, once again to all of you gooch lickers out there that think I have absolutely nothing positive to say, the screenshots that I've seen for Express and Raid and whatever the fuck else is in the game, they look nice, okay? I actually do like them. But we cannot keep pretending like this game is worth the $70 price tag. We can't keep pretending like it's worth a pre-order. If the biggest highlights of the game are getting debunked, not even by us, it's literally by their own developers. Hey, you remember how we had 16 6v6 maps advertised? And you know what else? 3 of them are remastered maps. So now you're realistically only down to 9 original 6v6 content maps. And coming off of a dog shit Black Ops 6, if that's worth a pre-order to you, I don't know what to tell you, all right? Once again, more power to you if that's truly what you enjoy, if that's truly what you want. What I'm trying to do is just give you food for thought, okay? All of the positive, great things about Black Ops 7 that people are coming out here with, if there's an asterisk next to them and there's something that needs to be overly explained to show you that it's not necessarily what it seems, and a lot of the other good news has been debunked, and I've covered those things before in past videos as well, to me it just sounds like maybe you should reconsider, okay? That is my overall suggestion and recommendation, unless you can ultimately play it for free. And to the people out here on Xbox and PC Game Pass, look, I don't know about you guys, but I have an infinite supply of tokens. I probably shouldn't disclose that, but I do.
You can't keep getting away with it!
So I'm not gonna spend a fucking dime playing any of these new Call of Duties that are on PC or Xbox Game Pass, but the fact remains, one of the best selling points, having an asterisk next to it. Even though I can play the game for free, I'm gonna be less incentivized to play it, because now I know 16 6v6 maps is really just 9, okay? And yes, launch content, specifically the maps, are important as fuck, okay? And that's assuming that these maps are even of decent quality. But that's gonna do it for me today, guys. I'm curious to know what you guys think about all this. What are your thoughts on the Black Ops 7 maps rumors, with the 16 6v6 maps actually really just being like 9 of them? Let me know down in the comments below, and if you enjoyed today's video, make sure to leave a like, subscribe if you're new, hit the bell notifications to stay up to date with my newest videos. And yeah, guys, it's been the boy Fooly. Have yourselves a good one. I'm out of here. Peace.
This ain't in my body.